What's happening, chess fans? Welcome to Net Chess and Chill. Today is episode number 25 on my journey to 1200 ELO. Today we're going to be going over 3 of my games that I've played in the past couple days where I lose some, I win some, huh? I've plateaued a few times on this journey so far. If you guys haven't seen my journey to 1000 ELO, go check it out. I've gained almost 400 or 500 points of ELO since then. But yeah, it's been hard trying to climb over this 1000 mark and get on our way to 1200. So I just want to let you guys watch some of the games that I do play because it's hard to gain a lot of ELO just playing one game a day. So I try to play a little more. So we're going to get into it right now. Let's switch over. We can turn some tunes on too. I don't see any reason why not. This was a game that I played against Sandu Lone. He's from Romania. They have a pretty cool flag. He played with 71.3% accuracy. I played with 63.1% accuracy. I had 3 misses and 2 mistakes, and he had some inaccuracies, mistakes, and misses as well, but I want to focus on what I can do to better myself. So I play a London. You guys know this. I throw the bishop out on f4 all the time. Light squared bishop. I've done a lot of things here. I've switched straight up into the Joe Baba and started pushing, pawns like this to back the bishop up. And then once this pawn push is available, we go for the trade. Yeah, but in this position, I just played a regular London, played e3, book move. I went for c4 because when the bishop's out here, another thing that I like to do is to do that and get the knight out on c3. I think it's nice. They can always go for the pin, but, it's still pretty decent for us, I think. He pushes his pawn out, so I bring my queen over. A lot of the times they'll bring their queen over to b6 as well, and if I push the pawn, if they trade, we're okay. It opens up our rook and we're still fine. And we have just annoying pawns on this side of the board that block off his bishop. In this position, I kind of played a little, I played all right. I got my knight out. They have a mistake here and I miss it. The mistake is that I can just take the pawn. That's number one. And it's not good from here. I can start winning pawns, and it's going to be hard for them to defend them. He could try and kick my queen out immediately, but I can just take this pawn. He can take this pawn. I could even take this pawn if I want to. I guess it doesn't matter too much. Excuse me, that was my oven. I got to let it heat up. I'm trying to eat some pizza. Pizza. So, instead we have this. I push a4 because he pushed a5. Honestly, I should have just taken the free pawn that's in my face. Reason being, I think that I just have... There must be a way that I have good counterplay. Actually, now that I look at it, let's go back a little bit. So, good move, right? But right now, taking this pawn is fantastic. They can't move their rook there. My bishop is there. So that's why this is actually as powerful as it is. So there's my 900 brain showing. So I definitely have been trying to do more puzzles and study recently, but I think I need to keep it up, and consistency will help me get to where I want to be. So we get to this position. So they bring their bishop in, this nasty little pin. Not necessarily very thrilled about how this is right now, but Stockfish says we're even. This felt a little uncomfortable. However, I just brought my rook over. It says that's a mistake. So I think just taking here would have helped relieve some pressure, maybe. I would assume they would take back like this. They could take back this way, but I wouldn't imagine they would do so because my bishop is still here. So, yeah, interesting. I bring the rook over. They say it's a mistake. And in this position, I just don't know what to do, so I open up the board. And I thought, this is great. I have a rook on the open file. Stockfish agrees. This is a good position. Or it's at least benefiting me. So I bring the rook, okay, that makes way more sense. unpinned, right? Open up the rook, let's trade. Like, you know, I'm fine with this. If he takes with the pawn, that's fine. I'll jump into the center of the board. I kind of missed that idea, which is upsetting. I think I had in mind doing something more to the manner of this. Or even this. And I just thought, hey, we'll like slowly increase the pressure. I could even bring my rook down. They attack my rook, and I'm like, oh, okay, throw down the board. And not the best thought. I'm still winning here, but this is a better way to go about it. I'm just assuming that the goal is to eventually double the rooks anyways, but also I can't do this because I'll get forked. So if I take the bishop, he takes with the knight, and yeah, that's not good. So I didn't want to allow that. So I couldn't take this bishop. It actually was really annoying. I could do some things trying to maybe try and make a trade, but I took my rook away, which was the other thing that was going to help me. So this was a miss by me. This is where I start to lose all my advantage. Actually just taking here, funny enough, works. They take back. What do you have there? Yes. So, yeah, okay. That's awesome. So, in this position, you just say, screw the bishop, let it hang, attack the queen. They're getting some huge counterplay in with their minor pieces, but you do get the queen. They take the rook, you take a rook, they back out. I guess you back out? No, you go for a pin. Oh no, I guess I'm setting up to take one of these pieces so that I can maybe something like this. No. This is where it is. Interesting. I mean, we're up material, so it doesn't really matter in that exchange. That's very interesting. Alright, so instead, I do this, they take. I actually take here, which is also a mistake. Taking with my pawn is a better idea, and I can actually maybe do something like this. The computer is a fan of potentially doing something similar to that. So I think this knight is completely in the way now, and I don't know if bringing it back was the best thing necessarily. It's really obnoxious. My rook is hanging, so I bring the knight back to take. They take my bishop, and we end up like this. So if you guys need a repeat, I let my bishop hang because I'm gonna take their bishop. They take mine, I take their bishop, and I was like, it wasn't too bad, but it is bad. I only got one piece. I'm basically down 2 points of material because of that. I lost the exchange, so it wasn't very good. This wasn't the best way to go about this either. So the best move here is to take. I'm completely lost. The problem with what I did is the knight takes, which they did do in the game, and I can't take or I'm gonna lose the rook, right? So therefore I just lost another piece basically for free because I have to move my rook to safety. I couldn't find a way to go about it better. Yeah, and I resigned. So it was a tough game. Tough. I played like a 900. They played like a 1050. So decent game. We'll get into the next one. The next one is here. I played against Evo. Yeah. Let's see. Hold on one second. I think this was the one. Yeah. Okay. Anyways. Sorry, guys. All right, so we played against Evo, and yeah, he was rated 1,000. I think I was 994 at the time, something like that. 77.4% accuracy from your boy. He played with 76.9. This was a pretty tight game. He did blunder. I had three mistakes and two inaccuracies. So I played a London. Sorry for all the white games. We went Joe Baba style here, or well, this is what I play against the King's Indian. Is I'm going for E4, and it didn't really work out the way I wanted it to work out. Pushing this is always an inaccuracy, but a lot of people take here, and if you take, they usually take your queen, and then you recapture this way, and then you have this really awesome way to basically just win the game. Not everyone falls for that, so he just moves his knight, which is smart. A lot of people move over here, which I think is the best move actually in the position. Let's check it out. Yeah, the best move to attack the bishop. The bishop can actually slide back, and then they can take, and that way you don't have to trade queens in that position. You're doing fine. And the argument is their knight is kind of misplaced on h5. So instead they move their knight there. I just develop. I figured, hey, let's get rid of this bishop, huh? Castle queenside. I like that, right? Castled. They just start throwing pawns immediately. I go for the bishop trade. Taking was a fine move, but I could have left the tension. This is somehow a better move, and I think it's just because the pawn is misplaced and I can take the pawn, and then we have pressure on this file with our queen. And even taking here in the future, if our queen was on this square, is nice. So we back our knight up. They defend their pawn. This was a mistake on my end. I should have been just throwing this pawn forward, and I think I did soon afterwards, but you'll see. Yeah, there we go. I knew that this was the move. I just needed to I was trying to maybe shuffle my king over to b1, and like I felt like I have a lot to do in this position still, and that I'm not near done. But anyways, so we get to this. I actually take here because this is an awkward thing. You see, every pawn has somebody that they're, attacking. It's kind of obnoxious. Sorry, I'm just having fun drawing arrows. All right, yeah, I mean, this is a weird position right here, so I didn't know what to do, so I just took a pawn. Totally not the right idea. Pushing this pawn is the right idea. That's why we played h5, or h4, was to go h5. Literally. And if he pushes past, we just take the pawn. Like, we have multiple ways to take the pawn. So he's gonna have to get taken. He would probably recapture this way. And with that in mind, this file would be open, right? Because we would take, he would recapture this way, and then this file is open now, semi-open for our rook, and I would just bring my queen in for a check, and then this would be checkmate, queen on h7, assuming he did nothing about it, which there might not be anything to do about it. I don't know, but that's what I see. This is a mistake. We go for a big trade in the center. I'm like, yeah, let's trade queens. I'll get this pawn out of it. Again, the big idea is this move. My queen is really in a good spot for this move. So I see it now. Hindsight's 20/20. I thought this was a good square for my rook. Seems that maybe it's not. And I can immediately attack it. Slide the rook back. This is the best move. Losing the pawn. I move my rook up to this square. Totally not the best move. The best move, for some reason, is to play rook here. I'm assuming just to go like this. Kind of messes up my cool idea, but my idea is not really there anymore. We're in more of an endgame. So I did that. I moved this rook over, which is another big mistake. I should have just attacked the knight. The knight doesn't really have any good squares to go to. It can't go here, can't go here. It would probably need to come over here to reroute something like that. Hold on one second. so sorry about that. All right. Anyways, so in this position, I decided, let's move my king because this is straight up not good. So this was a mistake because I have this. They have this fork, and we got. Luckily, we can recapture with our knight, but this is completely losing. I didn't necessarily want to trade, so I just defended the bishop. I thought the rook was maybe a little better on the back rank anyways. Thought run my king. This didn't work for me very well. Every move is said to be the best move almost because I don't have any good moves. So that's how you know you're in a completely lost position, is every move is a decent move because all of them lose. He blundered the game. Literally right here. So he takes on c3 with his rook, not really understanding that my knight defends, and he's like, oh shit. So we're equalized here. I'm actually winning again. Equalized, yeah, I'm winning here again. I bring the knight down to defend this knight so I can move my rook again. Pretty nice move. And you can see we're kind of low on time here, but I start getting in. I can just take that. Wasn't the best move. The best move is to actually move my rook over and attack it. The knights are cool right here, and there's no real way for him to do anything about anything because they mutually defend each other. So pretty rock solid little position I have here. Also, funny enough, this knight defends the pawn that I was kind of like, I hope he doesn't take, but he can't. So I move over here, and he actually loses on time. Which is whatever. I mean, I think we were going to completely win this position anyways, but I was definitely thinking about starting to bring my king over and threaten these pieces and push this pawn, or maybe one of these pawns to infinity, win all his pawns. So got that game underway. Let's check out the third one. I'm gonna go through this one rather quick. I got some lunch that I'm heating up. All right, this one was kind of a rough game. This was one that I played a little earlier, and earlier today, and played 63% accuracy. My opponent played 63.2, which is kind of crazy that we played such bad games, but like almost the exact same accuracy, like to the decimal point. So I thought he was going to kind of London, and I mean, it's kind of what he does. Bishop's kind of in a weird spot. I mean, maybe it was a mouse slip, but Bishop's supposed to be here. I don't know. This might be a completely normal position. I don't think that the bishop is great here. It blocks that pawn. I don't know. He is going to fianchetto, so maybe it's all fine. It's probably some sort of prep. The best move instead of that was for me to just go ahead and take, especially since this pin will never happen on my knight because it looks like they're going to fianchetto, right? So I felt like I was really comfortable right here. Like, I was like, this is a great position for me. I have no worries right here. You know, we can get the queen out. We can come over here and threaten this. He's gonna have to start doing things like this or this to defend, or just, I guess he could just push. You know what I mean? But I'm building pressure on that, right? So like, I mean, I can just take. I mean, he might just leave it there, but I can bring the bishop in to help and bring the rook over, and we can castle. Looks good for me. I felt like this was comfortable. I've seen this a bunch of times. I do feel like some of his pieces are in weird places, but my pieces are in places that I'm familiar with. What I consider decent squares. I developed the bishop here. I imagine this is just far better. If he wants to trade, that's obviously good for me, right? Like, he's going to mess up his pretty pawn structure. So definitely should have thought about that. I don't know. It kind of blocked my queen's vision of this guy as well. I take. They capture with the knight. I'm very equal with him in this position. This is still fine. Nothing wrong with it. Just it seems kind of drawish to even the computer. To me, I feel like I draw positions like this a lot as well, because we just start trading equal pieces, queen for queen, rook for rook. You know, he's right now got the bishop pair, but I mean, you know, I could easily find a scenario where I could, you know, maybe snag one of these bishops. This bishop is not necessarily loving life. I mean, he's all right, I guess, but he is blocked on this. It would be cool if you could just eat the pawn in front of you if pawn's captured forward ways. But I attack the queen. I was like, we can keep attacking the queen. This feels good. I felt like we're gaining some momentum here. Stockfish says, nah, bro, you are completely even. So he plays this move, which is a mistake. I'm looking at things like this. Rook up here, right? So he brings his knight down, which is a mistake. I find a move, right? I find a good move. This is scary. This is a fork. He's got to move his queen right now, but he can only really move here. He can't go here. Can't go here. He can also go here. And I think in the game, he actually goes to the best square. Because, sorry guys, this is not the square. I did not see the threat. I took here. This is a bad idea. This is a good idea. Somehow, this is a good idea. I guess the thing is this fork is not that scary. Maybe I have something. But I'm not seeing it. Let's see. Let's see what the computer wants. So I guess the idea is that he's not going to play this fork ever. Because he's got more important things to worry about. So in my mind, I would have played the fork if I was him. I was worried about it. I saw it. I didn't want to deal with it. So after this move, I took the pawn. I'm like, oh crap. This is where I see the fork. He didn't play it. So I thought, I'm going to have to deal with it. So like I have to take the bishop. And I'm like, man, he's got this right now. And I have nothing to really do about it. But it's apparently fine. I mean, he doesn't play the move, basically. So I'm like, oh, okay, like, no worries, right? It's a miss. He definitely has the fork. So that would have been equalized for him. I'm completely winning in this position. Maybe not completely winning, but I am winning in this position. He moves his... Yeah, we have some piece shuffling around. This attacks my queen. This gets a little annoying. I find apparently the best move here. I go for a trade. He takes. I come in. I'm like, this is the time for the fork. The fork. He can't do this anymore, right? My queen is out of the way. He takes the bishop. I thought, I get a rook out of this. The problem is that he gets some compensation. He gets the knight in. I move the... this is apparently a mistake. I don't think I capitalize on it correctly. My knight doesn't get recaptured is why this is fine. I'm up a piece. I should be winning this game. I'm completely winning, says Stockfish. This is an inaccuracy. So pushing the pawn is just ideal. And they would... I would imagine they would take... And I have this. Straight up checkmate. Yeah, so I gave this check, which is not as cool as what Stockfish just said. Stockfish wants me to push this pawn because literally queen to g2 is checkmate. That's a beautiful find. I didn't see that. I knew that this pawn needed to go, but I instead get greedy, take a pawn. He takes a pawn. I do this, which is not the best of moves. Pushing the pawn again is just gravy train. Where we love this. Also, that move. That would be checkmate because the king can't go here. So yeah, I should have seen that. Completely winning. So yeah. From this position to this. Complete blunder. Complete blunder. Complete blunder. Bishops are so annoying when you're like low on time. I really wasn't low on time. I had 2 minutes and 43 seconds. I should have seen it. Here I just go for Hail Mary attempts. Definitely not the best moves to play. White is winning. It's not completely winning, but I mean, there's room for me to... So here, the problem with this move is he should just blocked with this queen. I can't do anything. And this just hangs the bishop back. So this is completely equalized again. Never resign. I resign, so don't let... I mean, you shouldn't resign. Honestly, at my level, there's always room for error. I give this check. Best move. Bring the knight back. Kind of rerouting him a little bit. I felt pretty comfortable in this position, but I was lower on time than him, so I was cognizant of the fact that this is going to be hard, potentially. So that was the best move. I played more like this, and this just immediately lets me mess up the whole game and get checkmated. So, yeah, we both played really poor games, but he found the checkmate in the end and defeated me. So, I hope you guys enjoyed today's games. Sorry I couldn't show you me getting over 1,000, but that'll be coming soon again. We'll be back over. We're going to start pushing. We're going to start training. I'm going to do puzzles. Yeah, so thank you guys. I appreciate you, and I will catch you next time.